Episode 9 of Agatha All Along begins with us in 1750, with Agatha heading out to the lake. She cuts a lemon to chew on while giving birth, for some reason, but then the next scene it's gone completely. Why? Well, Lady Death shows up and we're led to believe she died in childbirth. She pleads with Death to let her son live, and then Death disappears, deciding to cave and let her go. Agatha doesn't die and instead gives birth without magic. She holds her baby by the side of a lake. Her child's name is Nicholas, and she finds a group of women, whom she decides to slaughter and kill outright. She steals their food, and this continues, even 6 years later with Nicholas older. Agatha continues to kill the various witches with her powers, and scoffs at the notion of Nicholas suggesting they cooperate. As they sit and talk, Agatha brings up what powers she has, but warns him that she can't protect him from what's coming. Agatha knows that death will come for them at some point, but for now, she enjoys being a mother. And as this show is about as subtle as a sledgehammer to the face, Nicholas continues to sing down the windy road as they walk. That night, Lady Death comes for Nicholas, and Agatha wakes up to find her son gone. Agatha mourns her son before having an idea. She decides to kill multiple witches, embracing her villainous role as a mass murderer. This continues through the years, until we get to our season. It turns out Agatha had every intention of killing these witches outright, but of course she never had her powers, and she never believed in the road anyway. However, she was surprised when Billy conjured the road and made it herself. Fast forward to the end of the previous episode, and Agatha shows up as a ghost after her death. Agatha explains she took a calculated risk by sacrificing herself, and that's why she gets to be a ghost and nobody else does. As for Billy, he's shocked that he was the one responsible for killing everyone. Or did he? Jen isn't actually dead, as she crawls out the earth outside Westview. Having been unbound, she uses her powers and flies off back to her life. As for Billy, he heads down to the basement and sets up a pentagram on the floor, right where the doors down to the road are. He uses his powers to speak an incantation, holding her pendant and deciding to banish Agatha. However, it doesn't work, and Agatha points out she doesn't want to die right now as she can't face seeing her son. Despite being a ghost and unable to touch anything, she can inexplicably touch her pendant, for some reason, and she replaces it on her neck. Billy changes his mind and decides to carve the names of the deceased on the ground. With the door closed, Agatha joins Billy and together they set out to find Tommy. Well, what a complete waste of time that was. The ending to the show literally sees us back at square one again, minus Agatha being dead and returning as an annoying ghost instead. Why does she get preferential treatment in being a ghost? Seeing her past does more damage to her character than anything else. She's a complete sociopath. She's killed multiple people, gone on mass killing sprees, and all whilst having no regard to teaching her child right from wrong. The same child, I may add, who should have died in childbirth with Agatha, but she asks Lady Death nicely for another chance and she concedes because she has a crush on her. And Agatha initially gets the promise of a fulfilling life too in exchange for handing Billy over. So much for justice, eh? In the end, we see Billy decide not to banish Agatha, and the pair set off together, hand in hand as villains, leaving things on a cliffhanger. It also renders the entirety of this show completely pointless, given Jack Schaefer went the amateur route of writing It Was All a Dream LOL route again, and wasting everyone's time for the past 7 weeks or so. Agatha All Along has been a pointless spin-off, and this ending only solidifies how poor the writing's been overall. Turns out this was a waste of time all along.